Hi everybody, and a warm welcome back to Maple Leaf Customs in Switzerland. I'm Andrew, and on the bench today is a 1:64 scale Hot Wheels Buick Riviera. This one's a real lowrider. It's got a pink windshield on an orange body with yellow flames. I don't know what Hot Wheels was thinking about that, but I'll make some changes, mostly cosmetic today. I'm going to keep the low stance. There's going to be a wheel swap, and I'll push the tires a little further outward to meet the edge of the body. I think these originals are set too far inside, and that doesn't look quite right to me. It comes apart quite easily. It's a plastic base. I'll take care of the posts with a little bit of trimming. Oh, I really don't like the color combo. You know what? If you can't beat them, join them. I'll work with that pink. The interior needs a cleanup, that's all. It's going to stay in the original white. Off with the original plastic Hot Wheels. Lots of scope for customizing on the chassis. Now, just before I put them away, let me check on the size. They're not 10s. These are 11 millimeters. That's uncommon for a Hot Wheels car. I'll put everything in a little plastic tub for safekeeping for the week that this is on the bench. A little bit of lubrication before I drill out these posts. This is a 2mm drill bit. And you notice I don't tap the posts. I never found I had to. Most of these screws are self-tapping. The die-cast metal is so soft. I've never had one come loose. So I save one step, that's all. You go ahead and tap yours if you wish. Nearly everybody does. My paint stripping gel set a new record on this job, I think. This time-lapse video was only about 4 minutes before the paint blistered up and came off very quickly and easily with a nasty old paintbrush. Here's why it's important to wear eye protection when you're doing bare metal detail with these wire wheels. This one is a brass attachment. It's not brand new. It's the second time I've used this particular one, but look what happens. I'll take it off and show you. There's nothing left. Where did all those brass bristles go? They're stuck to my t-shirt. They're all over the place, so I favor this tightly wound wire attachment. Does exactly the same job. I don't know how to order these separately. They come together with the wire wheels, steel and brass that I get in bulk from one of the suppliers in China. It's all off Amazon. These ones last forever. Then I switched that out for the Scotch-Brite attachment. These come in 4 different grits. Watch carefully at the difference it makes. This gives it an extra nice little shine. So I spent about 2 minutes with the Scotch-Brite attachment. Switched to 4/0 steel wool, and it's ready for degreaser and primer. This is actually a metallic silver sealer primer that's going on. I got this at my local hardware store. That'll set up overnight before I get back to this project. I'm going to be away in Canada for a couple of weeks visiting a brand new grandson, but I've already uploaded a couple of videos, so you'll still be able to have a Saturday coffee with a custom. These are the next few that are coming in order, and I'll be back in early April to pick up the schedule. Thanks so much for following my channel and my hobby work, and I appreciate a thumbs up. If you're enjoying this video, why not become a new subscriber? It's absolutely free, and that helps me greatly. Thank you. I'm using this Createx fluorescent violet for maybe the 3rd time, and you'll see the mist coat followed by this wet coat. It's about a half-hour process as I let things set up in between. and it came out great. Today's community shoutout goes to the YouTube channel D&V Diecast Customs, where you'll see some wonderful work being done as well as peg hunting and all things diecast related. Please follow the link in the description and be sure to check it out. Thanks. I use regular household oven cleaner to dechrome the plastic parts like this. Just flip it over and do both sides, and again I set it aside to do its work while I occupy myself with a couple of other things like washing the plastic parts. Even though you won't see this too clearly, of course I take the time to clean it up. While I apply some pinstripe decals that I made myself, I can tell you that the Riviera is a personal luxury car that was marketed by Buick from 1963 to 1999. The name Riviera, which is Italian for coastline, was chosen to evoke the allure and affluence of the French Riviera. In the late 1950s, GM lacked a personal luxury car to compete with the highly successful Ford Thunderbird. To fill this gap, an experimental Cadillac design was created, dubbed the LaSalle, after a former GM luxury marque. When Cadillac passed on the venture in 1960, the project was thrown open for competition by the other GM divisions. Buick, who was desperate to revive flagging sales at the time, won that competition. Total sales for the 1963 through 1965 first-generation model years was 112,244. The Riviera was well received by the motoring press and considered a great success, giving the Thunderbird its first real competition as America's preeminent personal luxury car. Since its inception, the Riviera has undergone 8 generations of technical and styling changes. Hey, I like these white pinstripes on the violet body color. I'm just using a silver Sharpie type pen here to highlight some of the exhaust and the mufflers on the undercarriage. Seeing Hot Wheels put in the effort for all this detail. And importantly, as I said earlier in the video, I want to space these wheels a little further apart instead of being hidden under the body, so I use these dollar store beads. You'll see that they serve the purpose perfectly. I use a Bondic resin pen and a UV light to secure the axles in place exactly where they were inside those 3 little plastic tabs. And look at that, I've got a great motion on my new wheels. A little more detailing on the bottom just to color it up a little bit. I do the oil pan and the differential. That looks sharp. And a Maple Leaf Customs channel logo always goes on there if there's room. There are the original plastic wheels. These are, remember, 11mm in size. And I got the exact same size from Samed Wheels from their new Lowrider lineup in hot pink and cool white walls too. Notice the little spacers to give them the right width. Look at that. Zoom. I encourage you to visit samedwheels.com to make an order for your next custom, and if you use the promo code MAPLELEAF, they'll throw in a bonus gift for your patronage. Oh, if I had the time, I would have done a real Cheech and Chong job like that, but I didn't, and honestly, I don't think I could. So this is what I came up with. The decals were sealed in with some clear coat and left to cure overnight. Got a beautiful shine on that. Remember, just a hot soapy water treatment on the all-white leather interior. But quite a bit of detailing was done on the undercarriage. The headlights, and of course the new upgraded real rubber Samed white wall pink tires. Now here the pink glass absolutely works with the violet body color. Everything goes back together with pure simplicity, with a click in the front and the back, meaning I got a perfect fit. I'll lock those down with some 256 size Phillips head self-tapping screws. Good freedom on the new tires. I checked them all front and back in a road test. Pass. Let's have a closer look. Beautiful finish on that. I think it's an improvement over the original colors and the flames that were there. Kinda cool looking pinstripes. I'm happy with how that turned out. Great big old grille got re-chromed and lots of work on the bottom in case this ever gets flipped over and examined from that angle. Remember the state it was in? Brown, orange, rust color with gold flames, yuck. And the wheels were hidden away. Now they're brought out to the proper width, nice Samed white walls on the violet body color. Pretty cool looking lowrider now, I think. I invite you to leave your respectful comments below and tell me what you think of the '64 Buick Riviera. If you've got any memories of these big land yachts cruising the streets when you were younger. This one is totally kid-friendly, so I put it in a custom package in a blister with a certificate of authenticity, and I've got an understanding with my local Goodwill store. When I drop these off, they're given away for free as gifts for little boys and girls. They're not sold at the shop. Thanks for visiting my channel today. I hope you'll come back soon and often. It's coffee time.